Hello, my name is Lauren Catron and I'm a nutrition student. But what I really want is to go to breakfast with you. So let's go together. Let's go to your favorite place. There are stacks of pancakes and mountains of French toast. It's all saturated with maple syrup. There's pitchers of freshly squeezed orange juice and big slices of buttered sourdough toast with gobs of homemade strawberry jelly. Is your mouth watering? Mine is. Well, instead of that happy tummy gurgle that maybe you just experienced, imagine if your stomach sank like a stone and you got nervous. For the diabetics at the table, this would be a very stressful breakfast, just like it was a very stressful Christmas, Thanksgiving, anniversary, birthday. Because for the diabetics at the table, they're afraid of all that food. They know that it's going to spike their blood sugar. I had the surreal experience of watching my father cope with his type 2 diabetes diagnosis, and he went through some phases. One phase was total denial. Another phase was severe restriction. He was terrified to eat. He moved into overindulging, what he considered to be safe foods. The man literally turned orange from all the carrots that he was eating. But a phase I would like to address right now that I think a lot of diabetics can relate to is this phase of incorporating a lot of cinnamon into your diet with the hopes of lowering your blood glucose. So let's talk about that. Does cinnamon actually lower blood glucose levels? The answer is no, it really doesn't. But let's look into it further because there are some promising studies, just not in humans. One study took a rat liver cell and bathed it in a solution that was high in polyphenols extracted from cinnamon. Polyphenols is just a substance that is healthful to humans, and it comes in a variety of compounds, all intrinsic to plants. And they chose a rat liver cell because, as you know, as type 2 diabetics, your liver is what really controls your blood glucose. And when you're fasting, like let's say sleeping overnight, your liver is undergoing a process called gluconeogenesis, making new glucose. It's doing this because it's not getting a very important message from insulin. Insulin's telling your liver, we have enough sugar, we don't need any more, but your liver can't hear it, so it's undergoing gluconeogenesis. And in order to do this, it has to use some highly specialized enzymes that are only found in the liver. What it looks like the polyphenols present in cinnamon are able to do, if at the right concentration, is down-regulate the gene transcription of these enzymes. That means your liver can't make as much sugar, and that will effectively decrease your blood glucose levels. This is really cool. Can cinnamon actually do that? Does cinnamon really have an insulin-like effect on the liver? And if this sounds familiar, it really should, because metformin is a drug that most type 2 diabetics are on, and it does the same thing. So I guess the question becomes, can cinnamon compete? Maybe cinnamon can even do a better job with less side effects and for cheaper. But there's a big problem. The polyphenol concentration must be manipulated. As it stands right now, cinnamon on its own is not rich enough in polyphenols to get this therapeutic effect. There have been studies in humans. Some of these subjects were taking up to 6 grams of cinnamon every single day for 2 months with no effect on blood glucose levels. I watched my dad mix cinnamon into everything. He put it in his coffee and chili and pasta and potato salad. And when I see a diabetic patient doing this, what I really see is desperation. I see a patient who's trying everything that they can to control their blood glucose levels. And I would rather a diabetic patient take all of that effort and stress and put it into behaviors that we know actually work. I want that diabetic patient to get 38 grams of fiber a day, not worry about how much cinnamon they're getting. I want them to exercise for a half hour and to take their metformin. It's been about a decade since my dad was diagnosed, and I see him at Christmases and birthdays. I see him rationing his carbs so that he can still have cake, and he's managing his disease like a pro. He has a happy diabetic story, and what I want to do is give diabetics their own happy diabetic story. And as of right now, that does not include mainlining a bunch of cinnamon. It includes carb counting. Thank you.